Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Coming to you live, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Ryan Ermanni won't be with us. Prayers up for him and his family. We will see you soon, Ryan. It was a success today. We'll leave it there. Tom Mazaway, you are with me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. We're in your home away from home.
This is my home away from home.
Dispo and Romeo.
Talking about Dispo Romeo. Our partnership with them has been amazing thus far. Brad, good work, Brad. Good work on that. But you know what time it is when we come here. We always got to mess with you. We always got to talk about that first time when we were at Dispo at Hazel Park. What was it like to step outside yourself, Maz, and just enjoy the moment, eating one of these fresh Dispo sold?
It was something, man. It was something. I didn't know what to expect when I took it. I was like, oh, it's not even doing anything to me. Then all of a sudden, about 10 to 3, I started feeling, maybe I'm feeling something. And then at 3 o'clock, that's when it hit me. And people have been asking me, and the chat's been asking me to do another one ever since.
Ever since. Speaking of ever since these two have joined the show, it's been amazing. Parker and JB, how you guys doing over there?
Great, guys. How you guys doing?
Hey, man, we're feeling good, man. We're here. We're Friday. We're at Dispo. The weather is holding up. Maz,
yes,
now
sir.
I live on the west side of the state and stay in West Bloomfield. You know that.
Oh, man, last night was unbelievable.
That's where I was going with it, man. Now, you in St. Clair Shores, did you feel the rain I did?
Oh, yeah. And we felt the thunder. I mean, my house was shaking. And my daughter was nervous. My wife and my mother-in-law were out at some concert in Grosse Pointe.
Oh, man.
And I told them, don't go. But it was nice weather at that time. And then on their way home, they felt like the Lake St. Clair was going to take them in. I mean, that's how dark and scary it got on Lakeshore Drive in Grosse Pointe. They had to pull over in someone's driveway and hunker down and hope a tree didn't fall down. It was terrible, a lot of flooding. It was bad, man. And my dog, of course, poor Jeter. He hates the rain, hates the thunder, and he was like beside himself. We went to the basement and chilled out, me and my daughter, Maddie. We kind of made a party out of it, and then that was it.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you know, the rain was kind of bad. You know, not too much flooding on the west side of the state. Not too much, unless you were in Canton. Canton got hit pretty hard.
Tornadoes went through where my daughter goes, the Grand Valley and Allendale. The tornado went through there. They were all okay, thankfully. Michigan State got hit a little bit. Lily said bad weather up there, but I think on the east side, man, by the lake was pretty bad.
Man, what's been the deal with all this weather this week?
Mother Nature's getting even with us for something.
She's getting even with us, man. She's getting even with us. Maz, time to talk a little sports, man. What do you want to talk about today? What's eager on your mind? What's pressing you?
I'm looking forward to the Lions in Carolina tonight. It's the last preseason game. A lot of teams wrapping up their preseason, getting ready for next week. Lions, 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks, 13 days to the Chiefs and the Lions. Tonight you got the Panthers, a couple of cats going at it. I'm looking forward to seeing Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I want to see a little bit of Bryce Young and see how much he gets to play. I'm not sure what else Carolina will throw out there. Don't forget, Deuce Staley is over there coaching the running back.
This is right.
Yeah, so we'll get a little hard knocks maybe between him and Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some of that. Also, Carolina tonight, talking about the Detroit Lions in Carolina. Interesting to see what Bryce Young is going to be. You know, everybody makes so much about the size. Everybody makes so much about the height. I just see a guy that can play, man. 1 year ago when he won the Heisman and he was coming back, everybody said if this quarterback was in the draft this year, he'd be the number 1 quarterback. Then somewhere along the way, all these interesting things came up about his height, about his size. But I still think he's the same quarterback from Alabama that tore it up, man. Almost won 2 national championships.
Yeah, he's a stud. There's no question. He's a great human. And you got to root for a guy like that. No question about it. But you're going to get the comparisons to Kyler Murray a little bit. Kyler Murray, when he first started out, he was, taking it by storm. Then they caught up to him a little bit, and, hey, put some hands up on this guy. He can't see over you. And then you get those rumors and stuff, and then he gets injured, and the rest of history. He probably won't be Arizona's quarterback for much longer.
Maybe not. And you know what they're looking at? They're doing. Talk about the two teams. Talking about Arizona. Talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
Yeah, they are.
So that's definitely probably who Arizona's looking at.
Or Drake May, right?
Or Drake May.
Yeah.
The same color as the Bronco, baby.
Yep.
Same color, UNC. But the Lions, they wrap up tonight. So what you want to see from this team, and we talked about it early in the week. You talked about the couple positions that will be on the line. How many people Lomas and us talked about it. A couple positions on the line. The Detroit Lions are worried about pretty much two positions. You want to see what the wide receivers are going to do, and you want to see what that secondary is going to do and what it's going to be. If any of these guys can, help you during the season or be someone that you can count on. Is there a dark horse, Maz, as we enter the last preseason game? Is there a dark horse player that you're like, man, I hope this is the guy. I hope this is the guy that makes the team.
I'll tell you. Well, Levi Ozarike, right? Ozarike.
Yep.
He's been out with the back injury, kind of former second-round pick of Brad Holmes in his first draft, and he hasn't been the guy, obviously, with injuries. There's going to be a lot of eyes on him tonight because if he don't make this team, he probably is going to make another team if he stays healthy. With that big body, that's the kind of guy you want on your team. So I'm thinking Levi Ozarike is going to get some action tonight and see how he stands up. Maybe he could chase down Bryce Young a few times.
Hey.
But, yeah, I'm rooting for him. I want to see him do it. I want to see all these draft picks. I want to see them all make it.
Yeah.
It's not like the old Lions anymore. This is the new regime.
This is true, and the regime so far has had some pretty good picks. Levi Ozarike, that's a good one. I'm trying to think who's a guy that I'm just.
How about the old line? A lot of guys fighting. Well, the first offensive line you got. Now it's the depth that you're chasing. So we got to see Matt Nelson, see if anyone else steps up.
I think for me it's Benny Snell.
Benny Snell, running back.
I think I'm going to go with Benny Snell at the running back position. I told you I was high on him when he was in Kentucky. I know he didn't necessarily light it up with the Steelers, but I think he's a guy who still has some talent. And I think he's a guy. I know Craig Reynolds is a fan favorite.
You know it.
I know Craig Reynolds is a fan favorite, so he would have to show you something to take over that spot. But Benny Snell is a guy that I kind of might be rooting for, if you will.
Yeah, Jamar Jefferson supposedly might be going to the injured list, so that running back room has gotten a lot smaller. So we'll see. There's one more spot, maybe two, available on whoever plays the best special teams probably is going to get that gig.
Now, I see you got your boy in the rundown. I see he made it into the intro, and it's been a minute since you mentioned his name.
Let me see.
Tell me what's going on with Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, man. Poor Shohei. He's got the injury to his elbow, the UCL joint, which means.
That's what Josh Allen had.
Yeah, what this means is it could be possible Tommy John surgery for Shohei, and that would set him back another year and a half of pitching. The rumor on the street is they're going to still let him hit. I think the Angels should just pull the plug on him this year.
Yeah.
They're out. They're not going to get in the playoffs. Pull the plug, get the guy healthy so baseball can see him. And I know he probably won't sign back with the Angels. Maybe he will now with this injury.
Right.
Because who's going to pay him now?
This is true.
Now he's a one-way player fighting back to possibly be a pitcher.
I was actually thinking that and wondering that a couple of weeks ago, and this was before Shohei Ohtani. I think I was talking to my dad. And I said, if I was an individual, if I was an owner, and I was looking at Shohei Ohtani and I was assessing the situation, I'm like, hey, man, you know what? I'll take that guy. I would only allow him to pitch and hit for the first 6 years of his career. If someone was as talented as Shohei Ohtani, who was in year 6, by the way, if he was that talented at both, I would let him pitch for the first 6 years. And then I would tell him, then we want you just to be a hitter. Because at some point you're going to enter one, and it's going to mess it up. I think 6 years will be probably be the time span that you can be able to do both at a high level. Because when
we've never seen it before.
Exactly. But we didn't see it, but you see the stats, you see the numbers. You see when Babe Ruth started.
I know.
I know it's not the same.
Yeah.
No, he's a way different athlete, but the human body's still the same.
Right.
I guarantee you, year 6, year 7, for Babe Ruth, that body starts breaking down. When you're exerting as much as you are, that much at different parts of the same game, your body has to break down, and I think that's what Shohei is experiencing.
I don't even think that Babe Ruth even pitched that long.
He's pitched 7 years.
He did. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't at the level of Shohei, but it still was 7 years pitched.
I just want to see the guy get healthy because he is what you tune in for, especially the non-baseball guys. If you really want to take care of it, you want to watch the game, everyone's tuning in to watch the Angels because of Shohei Ohtani. Mike Trout, they're going to shut him down. He's not going to be coming back probably anytime soon. Just get these guys healthy and then see where the cards lay out and see where Shohei goes. I still think that he could be in New York sometime. I do.
Yeah.
I think the Mets will overpay to bring him in. Although I know Steve Cohen cut his payroll, got rid of Max Scherzer, got rid of Justin Verlander, half the other team, it just didn't work. But if you got a guy like Shohei Ohtani on your team, then all that young Mets talent can wrap around him. Would I love to see him in Detroit? You're damn right I would. You're damn right I would. I'd give him part ownership of the Tigers to bring him here.
No, definitely. But you're absolutely right, too. You talk about trying to grow the game for the new generation. You got to have the stars play. You want your stars to play because you want the kids to see it. So if I'm a guy and I tune in because I want to see Bryce Harper hit with the Phillies, I don't want his elbow to be messed up. When I'm tuning in to see Shohei Ohtani, I want him to be at his best. I want him to be out there because that's how you grow the game. Stars make the game.
Speaking of Bryce Harper, he had Tommy John surgery last year after the World Series. Phillies, gave it their best. He had to break down. It's unfortunate. But he comes back so quick from that surgery, and he's having a hell of a year right now, and the Phillies are starting to pick up steam again. So watch out for Philadelphia. I see Gabby running away from a bee here, so that reminds me to remind you of what the latest information on the Lions. This is the place for you. The Lions Insiders have you covered with shows twice a week. Gabrielle D. Phillips, we like to call her Gabby. Matt Broder and the legend Terry Foster bring you the latest news and breakdowns Tuesday mornings from 7 to 8 in the morning, Sunday mornings from 8 to 9 in the morning. Lions Insider Show, your first stop for game day. Check them out on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, and she will be running away from bees. I guarantee that. My daughters run away from bees. I'm the only guy that just sits there, let the bee land on me a little. If you don't let them, if you run away from them, you know they're chasing.
Right.
You know they're chasing. Just let them land on you. There's really nothing good about me here. Okay, they're going to go away.
Well, when's the last time you've been stung by a bee, Tom Mazaway?
I'm not even saying. Knock wood. I have not gotten stung by a bee, and if I get stung now, I'm coming after you.
All right. Well, you know who did get stung by a bee? It was Jim Harbaugh to the tune of 3 games, so he'll miss the first 3 games of the season. And yesterday, something interesting came out, if you will. The coaching system that he has set up for the 3 games that he'll miss.
We should take a break and come back and talk about that.
You know what? As we lay that out there, we will take a break.
After I tell you about Lady Jane's. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. Automatically enter your chance to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, 1 for you, 1 for your wife, girlfriend, or whoever you want to give it to. That's right. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
The Academy of Warren has a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that is a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field, which can also be used for 7-on-7 football. The Academy of Warren features K-8, AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, Futuristic Media Center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K-8 athletics. The Academy of Warren is now accepting new enrollment, so go to academyofwarren.net. That website again, academyofwarren.net.
Coming back on this beautiful Friday.
It is beautiful.
If I can find the mouse.
It is, man. It is actually, the last couple times we've come out here, the weather has not held up.
Do you remember the last time we were out here, the downpour after the show?
Oh, 100%. Oh, man. So
I got my feet, but it was up to past my ankles walking to my car.
So I left right when it gave me a quick spot of, kind of like you calm down a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I took off. Man, riding down Utica, though, we had to slow down. You had to put your hazards on. The visibility was 0. So we have a good day. And then the time before that, man, it was scorching, and we didn't have a tent. Remember that?
I do. You guys got a nice tan. I got the shady spot back here this time.
You did. You won there.
But they got us covered now.
They got us covered, and we got you guys covered. Thanks for tuning in on the beautiful Friday. I keep just forgetting. Maz, we just teased it a little bit. So Jim Harbaugh will be suspended, self-imposed by Ward Manuel of the University of Michigan, will be suspended for 3 games. Yesterday, he decided to come out with the list and how it is going to go, starting with Game 1 against ECU. Jesse Minter will take that game. And then the UNLV Game 2. Jay Harbaugh will take the first half, and Mike Hart will take
Jay Harbaugh.
Is
he related to Jim?
We're coming back to that. And then Game 3 against Bowling Green State University. Offensive coordinator Sharon Moore will take that one.
That's the night game.
Now I want to come back to the to the second game against UNLV, and this is why. Jay Harbaugh, Mike Hart. I love Mike Hart. I play with Mike Hart. What's going on, Big Mike? Being good. Jay Harbaugh gets a chance to coach a half. I'm telling you, I've said this for a very long time. I've always known that this is ultimately Harbaugh's plan. His plan is to get Michigan as good as he can, win a national championship if he can, and then eventually when he wants to make that next move, be it retire or go back to the NFL, he's trying to place it in Jay Harbaugh's steady hands.
You really believe that?
I believe so because the offensive coordinator are going to get jobs, I think, other places. Like Jesse Minter will leave and go somewhere else. Sharon Moore, as much as people think he's going to get, it won't be here. It'll be
Mike Hart.
They want Mike to go somewhere first, then to come back.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch out. Watch that Jay Harbaugh scenario.
I'm interested. What is it actually? What's his main experience?
Special teams. He was with the special teams. I believe he was with wide receivers one year. I think he was offensive assistant.
So he gets a chance to run the team for the first half of the game.
Yes.
All right.
What
I know this is what's going to happen.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh is going to look like, remember Bobby Valentine when he got thrown out of the Mets game way back when?
This is a while ago.
He came back into the dugout wearing a fake mustache and glasses.
I do remember.
And he sat there and he until they found out and they threw him out. Jim Harbaugh is going to go Bobby Valentine on the Michigan Wolverine sideline. He is going to – I think he'll put a uniform on and put a helmet on. He'll be like number 97 or 01 or something like that. Watch out.
Remember last year he got really good. He got in shape. Like Jim Harbaugh's remember he's back in his playing weight, actually even a little smaller now. I think he's in the same shape right now. Maybe he does go there. Maybe he throws on that good old –
Can you see that?
Number 4? I can see number 4 on that.
He'll have a microphone inside the helmet. He's just there like a player. How many players are on the sideline?
At a Michigan game, 112.
Okay. He's not going to find him. They're not going to find him. He will be on the sideline
until he starts coaching, Myers. But tell me, what do you think about who are you most interested in seeing in that 3 games?
You didn't say one other thing. Who's the assistant coach?
Assistant coach for
all the games. It's Jack Harbaugh.
Oh,
Jack Harbaugh, his dad.
Pops
is going to be the assistant coach on the sidelines for all those games.
How old is Jack?
He's up there. I think he coached John Elway.
I'm telling you, when he coached my father, he definitely was on the coaching staff when my dad played at Michigan. Jack, hey, look, they keep it in the family.
No kidding.
They're keeping it in the family. Out of those 4 coaches that are going to actually play a head coaching role in those 3 games, who are you most interested to see?
Yeah, probably Sharon Moore because because of his experience and he's an offensive guy and he's the guy that everyone probably would be the first guy that they'd pick to run the team. Would have been Sharon Moore, at least in my opinion. Okay. So I think watching him, I just want to see how they react. Let's face it, they're going to get all coached up all week by Harbs.
Right.
They're going to go to the game and all you got to do is go through what you guys were taught. You got the talent.
Yeah.
You got the talent. What happened?
Jack's 84.
Oh my.
That's because I was going to compare him to what was the coach Dick LeBeau. who was the coach that coached for
right.
Detroit Lion, Hall of Famer.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
He was coach. I think he coached better part of 65 years.
Well, look at John McKay back in the day. He used to coach USC. Then he coached the 76 Buccaneers.
Exactly.
Yeah, the 0-16 Buccaneers. What'd they lose? 28 straight?
Yeah, they lost a lot of games. 84?
Hey.
On the sideline?
Why not?
Okay.
He's got a lot of knowledge.
He does. That I do. But you know what? He always has. He's always sharp. Every time I see him, I saw him last year in the JW Marriott Hotel before the game started in the Big Ten Championship. Saw him. He gave me 5 minutes. Good conversation, pause, and he knows his stuff.
Hey, Barry Manilow played the other night at Little Caesars Arena. He's 80.
How old is Barry?
He's 80. And then Frankie Valli a few weeks before that. He's 89.
He was
4 seasons.
He was a tops man.
Jersey
back in
boy.
Like the 60s.
Jersey boy, man. Hey, speaking of college football, Woodward Sports College Football Game Day just got better. For the love of college football, pre-game show. Debuts September 2nd and every Saturday morning from 8:30 to 10 a.m. Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, Easy, and many more preview the big games from Saturday's schedule or everything that we got on that schedule. Start your Saturdays with us here at Woodward Sports for the love of college football pre-game show only on WSN's YouTube channel.
Hey, Barry Manilow is the guy that sings all the songs for the girls with the name of the songs.
I write the songs.
Exactly. It's like Caroline and Mandy.
No, not Caroline. That's Neil Diamond.
I know that, but I'm saying he has a lot of songs that are named after women.
Yeah.
Barry Manilow does. So, Joanna is another one, right?
No, Joanna is Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the Gang?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From Jersey City, my hometown.
Hey, man, I love Cool in the Gang. One of my favorite beats ever is Summer Madness, man.
Great band.
It's a great beat right there. But I'm interested to see Mike Hart. Getting back to that, I don't want to disappear out their conversation before I had a chance to answer. I think I'm eager to see Mike Hart. I don't know what Mike Hart has. I know he's been coaching for a little while now. I know he has four different institutions under his belt. And he had some success out there in Indiana. He had some success with running backs in Eastern as well as Western. So I'm excited to see what Mike Hart can do coaching for that half against UNLV.
I'm looking forward to it as well because this is his chance, right? This is never had a chance to be a head coach in this type of atmosphere. So looking forward to seeing that. I'm just looking forward to seeing football. We're at week 0. Notre Dame and Navy coming up on Saturday.
Notre Dame and don't they usually play that at the end?
They usually do, but they're leading off with it this year, week 0.
They've been playing that at MetLife.
Have they always had week 0? Yeah. When I was a kid, you know what the first game was? Not even when I was a kid. I was a young man. The Kickoff Classic at Giant Stadium every single year at the Meadowlands. That was the first game of college football.
Okay.
And I went to every single one of those. I remember Nebraska was in the first. I forgot who they played.
Easy.
Yeah, but they
get Easy on, man. We got to give Easy a microphone, man.
Easy.
Give Easy a microphone a little bit. Get you situated over here, man. If you're not gonna get in trouble, give Easy a microphone. Get him set up over here.
In trouble? He's always in trouble.
Easy runs the show, man.
Yeah, sure he does. This is his place.
Easy.
Sir.
What's the word, brother? How you doing, man?
How you been, man? I saw you on Hard Knocks this week.
Hey, I know, right? Everybody's talking about it. I was like, look at this, man. Turn 40, man. I'm getting more and more famous. Look at that. Hey, Easy, man, check this out. We're at your place, Dispo, man. Tell the people a little bit about Dispo, and then we'll get into the Lions.
Yeah. Listen, guys, Dispo is just as it's plugged in on the network. It's your local campus plug. There's over 12 locations across the state. Right now, if you're a first-time customer, you get 40% off. I personally recommend trying a donut. It's got this – they're technically called hash holes. But it gets you on Maz level high. If you guys watched a couple weeks back,
that
he
was
took
amazing.
his first gummy.
People still say I shouldn't have taken the full one.
Yeah,
they told me I shouldn't have taken the full.
I personally only take halves.
It was a 10. It was a 10. It was a 10. He was perfectly fine.
Oh, never mind. Then you're perfectly fine.
No. I'm just messing with you. Easy, we were talking about the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, they played their last preseason game tonight against the Carolina Panthers, a team that actually kind of dominated them last year at home, but we won't see
kind of dominated them.
Yeah, I know. I was being nice. Going into the season, Detroit Lions, Kansas City, almost a week away, really.
13 days.
13 days. What are you expecting opening night against Kansas City? Let's just skip all training camp. Let's skip all the draft and catching up. What are you expecting opening night Kansas City?
Opening night, honestly, I'm expecting more out of our coaches in the game plan and just like the way these guys can be prepared for the task it is with Super Bowl champions. And it's not even just the Super Bowl champions. It's Patrick Mahomes, Braylon. I consider him. I've only been around this earth for 30 years now, but probably one of the best of all time. You and Matt can speak better than that to me.
No, he is.
He is.
No doubt.
The things he does, So I'm not expecting a win is kind of like expecting a lot because Andy Reid's also 7-0 in those home openers in in Arrowhead.
He is.
But I don't expect to see them prepared. I want to see a good game, and I'm expecting a shootout. I know our defense has improved, but this is Patrick Mahomes. They're at home. You're coming back off a Super Bowl win. I expected a shootout. This is top 5 offense from Detroit Lions last year too. But those are my expectations. I just want to see a good game, man. I'm hungry for some football.
What do you think of Chris Jones maybe not playing in that one?
Oh man,
Lions got Lions got 19 million in cap space.
Yeah, hey, Braylon, that's what I'm saying.
19 million in cap
That's
space.
what I'm saying. Chris Jones, if you're listening, man, come to the D. Yeah. We got you hooked up here at Disbar. I promise you, the guys here at Disbar are big football fans. Whatever you need, we got you right, man. Please come to the D. Brad Holmes, you're listening, make that happen. But if not, hold out, man. The game's on national television. The announcer's going to be talking about that contract holdout.
Yeah.
Make the ownership feel ashamed of not paying you your money. You're worth it. Hey, hold out week 1, just week 1.
Hey, Chris Jones, I'm telling you
Nice
like this.
job.
If your agent isn't doing his job, my man Easy will take care of you. He will represent you, and he will
Got
get
you,
you
Chris.
the bread that you deserve. Easy, going into that game, kind of going into the season, who is the rookie? Because everybody talks about this rookie class. Not everybody talked about it at first, but now all of a sudden everybody's coming around to the tune that they believe that this is a great class coming in. Who's that rookie that you're watching that you feel is like going to make his headway right away? He's not going to wait till week 6, 7, 8, 9 like Kirby Joseph did once he got in. Who's that guy coming out week 1, week 2?
Man, I mentioned the Detroit Lions were a top 5 offense last year, but every single day it seems Brian Branch is making plays on that top 5 offense from last year. I slept on him coming into this year because I'm like, look, you got Tracy, you got Kirby, you got CJ, GJ. I just didn't see him squeezing a spot, but he squeezed Tracy out of his spot, and quite technically CJ, GJ out of his spot, because now CJ is going to to the safety position, so Brian Branch can get some time. So it's definitely Brian Branch, man, and I'm just waiting to see it in person because we don't hear about it from camp. I want to see it in action, man. I can't wait to see Brian Branch.
Yeah, how about wide receiver depth? What are you happy? Are you happy going into the season with the guys you have right now? Don't expect anything out of Jamison Williams. Don't expect anything.
Up until the injury information was a little bit more public, I did want DJ Chark to return for that very reason. I felt he was a true X to kind of take things deep, a big body in the red zone. I feel like that's something the Detroit Lions need. I think I have a little bit of expectation out of Antoine Green, but not right away. He was a 7th-round pick for a reason.
He might not even make the team.
He might not even make the team. You're right, Maz. But I think they drafted on him. They drafted him, and I know he's playing a couple of special team reps. It's either him or Reese Alexander, but I think that is a move they can make. But you got training camp cuts coming around here soon too, and I think the exciting thing that the NFL changed is now it's all one cut.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see some trades. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make a mini little trade deadline. So maybe look at guys like Terrace Marshall. I know that they drafted him, and you just talked about Carolina.
Yep, Carolina. Yeah.
Well, he's really done nothing for him yet so far, and you're getting squeezed out. They drafted, I think, Mingo, right? I think they grabbed.
Yep.
And they grabbed Chark, and then they grabbed Thielen. So it sounds like they're not too high on Marshall, or he's got projections to do anything over there. So maybe that's a trade target and or cut target. I don't know, but I think they do got to do something. I
like what Braylon said the other day about Arizona. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're dumping. They're dumping. They just traded for Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah,
he's going to probably be their starting quarterback. He used to be the practice squad quarterback
for
the Lions last year. He played a couple games for the Titans. But you said Rondell Moore.
Yeah, a guy like Rondell Moore. You're talking about a guy that was fast, explosive out of Purdue. He hasn't really necessarily hit it with the Arizona Cardinals, but they haven't had a quarterback stay in and be safe, and the offense hasn't been the same under Cliff Kingsbury. He's just a guy, if you're poaching, you're looking for dumpster fires, you're looking for teams that are trying to move people. I just think, it's a guy like that comes to mind. He's a blazer, too, a guy that could do some different things. But look, Easy, before we let you go,
yes, sir.
One question. Detroit Lions record will be?
Ooh. Oh, man. 11-6.
Okay, safe answer. I like it.
11-6.
That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going. I like it, man. Well, you heard this. This is my guy, Easy from the heavyweights. Check the heavyweights out.
Easy, you got a great voice.
Hey, thank you. I love you guys.
I like the way it sounds on my headphones.
5-7 on WoodwardSports.com, and check him at Dispo. He will get you situated. He is the plug.
Hey, what are you driving these days?
Ooh-wee.
Who hooked you up?
Hey, Easy, why don't you look behind the TV and look at that truck behind the TV.
Who hooked you up?
Hey, Randy Wise.
That's right, guys. Talking about it. Talking about Randy Wise, and not only do they sell cars and take care of guys like Braylon, they're going to take care of you. You can golf like a celebrity. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Stop by any Randy Wise dealership and keep it right here on Woodward Sports for more of the details on how you can golf like a celebrity.
Winners winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
You just heard my man Easy talk about Dispo. So I'm going to go ahead and back up and say everything that he said. Dispo is your local plug, 12 locations over the state of Michigan. We are currently hanging out right now in the one in Romeo with Riley with the Y. They have all the best brands, whether it's Runts, whether it's Hyman. They got exactly what you need. Saw Mike Tyson with his ear bit off, got some edibles that look like that. You saw Maz a couple weeks ago. He had a darn good time off that. But remember, 21 and up only and rec only. Outside of that, come have a good time, get lifted, because this is cannabis, but we will elevate your experience. All right. Whoa. We had Easy, man. Easy's he's got some good stuff to say about the Detroit Lions. I like his 11-6. I like what he said about the defense. Brian Branch is definitely the player that I'm looking for. I believe we asked a question the other day, man, Maz. You know, the players, the draft, we got a young team, and you know this team has a lot of space for young guys to come in and take off. I'm excited. I think every one of these guys that you drafted has a chance to take off and be a great line in year one.
No doubt. It's we think it's going to be one of the best rookie classes they have ever drafted. You know, you go back with Mike O'Hara, he talks about the 90s and how many All-Pros they had when they were drafted. They had 13 All-Pros back then, guys that made the Pro Bowl.
That was the only one that he said was better, though.
I know, he did. And he said this one is still a work in progress, and he'll believe it when he sees it, but I believe you will see it, and you will believe it. Now, we were talking about Ask Easy about his prediction. He said 11-6. So on Instagram, they've been doing this for every single team. Today was the Lions, and the name of the place is the Game Day NFL. That's the follow on Instagram. They predict the Lions are going to go 11-6. Now we got it in front of us there, Bray. Now, can you see wins and losses?
I can see it.
All right, so
I got you.
What are they starting with Kansas City? They're calling it a loss.
I believe it's going to be a loss. I mean, look, and I understand that Eric Bieniemy is no longer there. They moved a couple players. Chris Jones may not play. Now, it also depends on if Chris Jones plays or not.
Right.
It's going to depend on if Chris Jones.
Let's just say he's not going to play. Because he hasn't practiced yet.
If he's not going to play, what the hell? I'm going Lions.
Okay.
I'm going Lions with the shocker. So I'm going Lions. I'm going Seahawks. But, see, I'm going to just reverse it. I think they go 1-1 in the first two games. So I'm going they're going to beat Kansas City, lose to Seattle.
Okay. Right now they got them at 1. They got them at 0-1, and then they got them winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got them winning 6 in a row to go 6-1 on that Monday Night Football game the week before the bye.
Right.
And they got them losing to the Raiders. So I'm going to keep going here. After the bye week. Go ahead.
No, you know what? Stop there, and I'll just give my quick synopsis. I don't understand why they would have them losing to the Raiders. That Raiders team, you know, you're talking about a Lions team that's going to be playing at home.
Yep.
If you got them
on Lomas Brown night.
It's Lomas Brown night. He's going into the Pride. 6 in a row. You're playing there. You don't even really know who's the quarterback going to be out there with the Raiders.
It'll be Jimmy G.
It'll be true, but you don't know what they're going to do. I can't understand how they got the Lions losing that one. Now, go ahead, bring it back.
Okay, so they're 6-2 right now.
Yep.
Considering that's it at the break.
That's not bad.
Then they come back at San Diego, at the L.A. Chargers. I mean, they got them losing. God bless you, Parker. They got them losing to the Chargers.
Does it all.
Then they got them winning 3 in a row against the Bears, Green Bay, and Saints.
All right, here we go.
They got them beating Green Bay, of course, on Thanksgiving Day, and then coming back the next week and beating the Saints in New Orleans. So now they got 3. They're 3-1 on the second half of the year. Then they got them losing at Chicago.
So
they got them beating the Broncos, and they got them losing at Minnesota, at Dallas. That's a Saturday night game.
Yeah.
And then they got them beating the Vikings to win their 11th game. They got them 11-6.
So with the second half of that, let me take one more quick look at it, Parker, if you will. Yeah.
We got it.
Okay, I got it, Parker. All right, I can look at the people now. So I'm looking at the second half. I also have them losing that Chargers game. Look, it's going to be tough coming after a Monday night win. It'll be a lot of emotion in the dome. It'll be a lot of emotion. They got to go then on the road.
Comes off the bye week, too. You don't think they'll be ready for the Chargers off the bye week?
So I missed that. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
After the Monday night game is a bye.
I see that. I'm just trying to quantify in my head.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm still going to call it a loss.
Okay.
I'm not.
Justin Herbert beats him.
I'm not doubling down because I don't want to be wrong. I believe in what Justin Herbert is going to be this year. I believe in Justin Herbert. I believe in Kellen Moore. I like what they're going to do out there. Quentin Johnson. I think this is the Austin Eckler.
Yeah, of course.
Listen, he can be mad all he wants to, but you know how you get paid in the NFL? It's to go out there and be productive. Like, it's to go out there and be productive. So I think he'll be productive.
He'll have a good year.
He'll have a good year too, man. Keenan Allen will stay happy. He'll stay healthy, and so I like the Chargers. Lost to the Chargers. They win. They beat them. Watch out for that Saints game
In New Orleans.
Watch out
against David Carr.
Watch out for that Saints game. I think the Lions come out sluggish. It'll be a tricky game. I think the Lions are going to win, but watch that one. They won't lose to Chicago. They'll beat Broncos. I think they lose the first Vikings game, and then they finish with 2 in a row.
Okay.
I think they beat Cowboys and Vikings to finish.
Those are 2 teams that they owe from last year. If you remember, they lost at Minnesota early in the year. That's when That's when Dan Campbell kind of messed up on the play clock 100%. And let it go down. They didn't kick the field goal. They went for it on 4th down. And in Dallas, Jamal Williams fumbles on the goal line, and the rest is history. Lions had that game in the bag.
But if you pay attention to how I read that card out, I went 6-8 on the first side, and I think I went 5.
You got them finishing good.
Yeah, 5-2. So I think it's in there. Or I got them winning 4 losses, maybe 5. So that's almost 12.
Yep, I'll take it.
That's almost
Ryan numbers.
That's almost. So I'm the new Ryan Ermanni.
You
now.
are, at least for today. You are.
You know what? I'll be Ryan today. Love you, guy. We will see you soon. Hey, you know what you mentioned? You talked about Dan Campbell's clock management skills yesterday. Yesterday, I sat there. We talked to Mike O'Hare, and I
remember you asked that question.
And I asked about Dan Campbell. I said, "Is there anything you think that we need to be worried about? Is there anything that you're worried about with Dan Campbell going into year 3?" I think the only thing, man, is I think he's shored up a lot of things I think he's shored up a lot of things that he was not good at in the beginning. But I think the one thing I do care about is situational football. I want to know how can he be this year. That's the one area I want him to get good at, situational football, and that includes time management in situational football.
I believe it, too, and I think he is getting better.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about Dan Campbell this year. He's the right man for the job, no question about it. Got to take a quick break here, but first I want to tell you about Guardian Alarm. You know the number to call, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Huh?
Woodward Bets.
Woodward Bets. Oh, yeah, Woodward Bets. I apologize for that.
That's all good.
My bad.
It's not our fault.
That's okay. We got it right here. Football season is fast approaching. Make it a money-making season. Need a lock of the week? Some best bets? How about a value play? Booner has got you covered. I call him my son. He looks like me when I was his age. Woodward Bets, weekends all season long, starting September the 2nd, Saturdays at 11 a.m., Sundays at 11:30 a.m. Booner and Friends, Woodward Bets on Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Sorry about that, guys. Oh.
Yeah, so keep talking about what we were talking about in terms of the Lions' schedule. I said it ends going to be a good one for them, maybe to the tune of maybe 12 wins. Maybe it's not 11-6. Maybe they actually do sneak another win and go 12-6. But the one thing that they're going to do, they're going to be favored. I think that's what we haven't talked about. They're going to be favored in a lot of games this year, man. The Detroit Lions are never favored.
That's a first.
To win games. How many games do you – that's a good question. How many games do you think the Lions will be favored in this year?
That's a good one. Out of 17 games?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do we got at home? 6. Let's see. You got 6 games in conference, in division.
Oh, you're taking it there.
I'm going there.
He's going with the real
I'm going to say they're going to be favored 5 times in the division.
Okay. Oh.
All right?
Oh.
5 times in the division. So that's 5 right there.
Whoa.
They're an underdog to Kansas City, obviously.
Okay.
Seattle, I think they'll be favored over Seattle by a point to 3 points.
They'll probably be underdogs at Chargers. And
Yes,
they'll probably be
'cause they're
underdogs
on the road.
at Ravens.
Ravens probably because it's on the road.
Yeah.
I think they'll be favored over the Raiders on Monday Night Football.
I think
they'll be
so.
favored over the Bucks. Carolina.
100%. 100%.
Now Carolina, they'll be favored over Carolina, although Carolina
as they
killed
should
them
be.
last year.
But Carolina is starting a first-year quarterback. They got rid of DJ Moore, who's now with the Chicago. That's an interesting one. Do you think they will be favored? You said they're only 5 times. You said 5 times in the division?
Yeah, 5 out of 6.
So do you think they'll be favored? Chicago last game in Chicago and Minnesota last game in Minnesota? Those are tricky games, man.
Well, the last game is, oh, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. It depends on how Minnesota's doing. They'll definitely be favored over Chicago.
Right.
But it depends on how Minnesota's doing. It's a 13-win team from last year, but they lost 7 great players from that squad. So who knows what they're trying to do. They're going to be favored over the Falcons.
100, as it should be.
Let's see, what else?
Arthur Smith is a good coach, though.
Yep, the Buccaneers favored over them.
They're horrible. Did I tell you when I saw Mike Evans at
No.
at training
Did
camp?
you tell him to come on by?
So I talked to him about doing the show. It's not. I didn't have time to do that, man. But he was coming off, and this is right after I think Kyle Trask was in there with the ones on this particular drive.
Tampa Bay beat them, by the way.
And yeah,
13-6 in that game.
They did. They didn't beat him in practice, though.
No.
They didn't beat him in practice where it really mattered. So Mike Evans is walking towards me, and I've never met Mike Evans before. You know, he's drafted after I retired. You know, you're always like, I don't know if he knows me or not. So he's walking towards me, and I walk towards him. I said, what's up, Mike? How you doing, man? Braylon. He said, come on, man. I know you are. I'm a number 1 legend, man. But this is just that receiver talk.
Of course.
Without even talking. I was like, man. He was like, bro, man, you see what it is. I was like, dang, like that. He was like, look, all right, you know what it is. You know what time it is. Like, I didn't even say anything just now, did I? But we know exactly what he's saying. Basically, quarterback situation is not it. Offensive coordinator situation there is not it.
He's going from Tom Brady to Baker and Kyle Trask.
And he's gonna let you know. I'm telling you, he won't be there next year at all. But he was
Okay, let me ask you this then.
Go ahead.
If the Buccaneers are kind of dumping like you thought they were, when they start Baker, you said they are kind of doing it on purpose.
They are.
Secretly.
Yeah. But
why not ask to see what it would cost to get Mike Evans?
The Lions?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to pay him a ton because you're talking about a receiver that is entering.
I'm talking about what do you got to give Tampa to get him? That's the thing. What do you like a guy? How about that guy on this team?
Hell yeah.
How about it?
Hey, you talking about a guy that still is a really good route runner, even though he's a taller guy. He's not a faster guy, but great possession receiver that runs really good routes. And he still gets by people. He's not a possession receiver in the sense of
he's still one of the best receivers, right?
100%.
Top 12?
100%. He's still in that top 15 range. I think he's in the top 12, but some people may argue. But 100%. But what would the ticket on that be? I would take a flyer if Tampa was offering. I would say even Godwin. Even the other receiver.
Well, Godwin is hurt. He's probably not going to play for a while again. He really has been banged up. Yeah.
Mike Evans, I would definitely do something with Mike Evans. I know a lot of people in the chat out there go like, oh, not Mike Evans. We're perfect the way we are. Look, that wide receiver position, that wide receiver room right now needs another guy. It needs another guy that you don't have to worry about. If I'm on Ross St. Brown is having an off game or, God forbid, anything happens, guys are going to be scratching their head like, who's the guy that's going to make a play? So the Lions are, I hope somebody shows themselves. Maybe it's Antoine Green. Maybe it's Drummond from Eastern. Maybe it's Coda. I hope somebody shows himself, but right now we don't believe it to be so. That's why we're having the comment.
Not at all. But we got more on Lions and Carolina coming up tonight. But first I want to tell you a little bit about Guardian Alarm. You know what it is. The number. I don't have to tell it to you. It's 1-800.
Stay out.
That's right. Give it to professionals coming out to your house. Make sure Jason takes care of you. It's Guardian Alarm. They've been around for a long, long time. When you see that black and yellow sign, it tells you one thing.
Stay out.
That's right. Stay out. Give them a call. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. 1-800. Stay out.
Stay out.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Yes, $100,000 Vegas getaway. Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win that $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, be the best version of themselves. That website is drinkcintron.com/Vegas, drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Enjoying the Friday. It's woodwardsports.com. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. But today, it's just me and the Master. Master, how you doing?
We're doing all right out at Dispo in Romeo. Come on out and see us. You know what the story is here. We got the free. We got the froyo here. We got
Summer over there.
They got
having a good time.
cannolis here, and they got the tea burgers.
Ooh, the tea.
Lindsey Hunter can't talk more
Right.
about the tea burgers.
Yo,
Now you've had them.
I haven't. You know who else loves the tea burgers? Is our own Spinny Rackster.
Yes.
He was, as soon as I walked in, look, he's over there talking about it right now. He's just enjoying himself. Yo, those burgers are nice, man. All the vendors that Dispo always has, they just do it right, from the people they work with to the vendors they work with as well.
So
they do
come on out and see us here in Romeo at Dispo. Hey, I wanted to bring something up to you.
Hold on. Before you do that, man, because I was talking about Dispo. You know, I've always loved, and I know you can appreciate it too, I just love that everybody that goes in Dispo, everybody looks different.
Oh, yeah. There's no one that you just know
it
that's coming here.
Exactly.
Lindsey said the same thing before to me.
It's the best.
Yeah, he's like everyone, every walk of life is walking through these doors.
And guess what? Everybody's getting high. Everybody's enjoying themselves. And everybody's having a good time. Man, I'm telling you, everybody needs to be a part of the cannabis community, man. This is the best community.
Hey, man, Jonathan Taylor needs to get here.
Oh, Lord. Let's talk about
You're
it.
not kidding, man. JT, and you know what the scoop is. The Colts have given him till Tuesday.
Right.
That's cut-down day to try to find a trade partner. And it hasn't happened yet. There have been some teams that have been after him. There's been 3 teams especially. What did I tell you the other day about the Miami Dolphins?
That is the spot.
Miami came up. They made an offer. Obviously, it wasn't good enough for Jim Irsay and the Colts. They said no, but they're still involved in it. But do you know who wants them as well? The Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. The same team that we gave DeAndre Swift to back on draft night. So what does that tell you?
So the one thing I was going to say before we talk about who's that GM of the Philadelphia Eagles? He gets
Howie Roseman.
I appreciate that. Coming back to Howie Roseman in 2 seconds. But this goes back to the Lamar Jackson situation. Remember I told you and Ryan what the owners do. The owners put players in a position, and it's kind of like that. It's like that inclusion. It's like that collusion where it's like, hey, look, You don't poach my player. We'll get through this because I wouldn't poach your player. That's why nobody made Lamar Jackson an offer, correct?
Yep.
This is a similar thing. Yeah, Miami, they made him an offer. They made him a very low offer. They didn't go all in. This is one of those things where, hey, Jonathan Taylor, we give you permission to seek a trade. Now I got to call my other 31 friends. If any of you pick up this trade, you know what time it is around the owner's table. So none of the owners are trying to make this trade. This is one of those deals where you tell him to seek a trade. He seeks a trade, but nobody's going to deal with him. So now he has to come back to you with his tail between his legs. This is old school NFL propaganda at its fullest.
It's ugly.
It's ugly.
It's ugly in Indianapolis.
Then he's going to have to go back with his tail between his legs. Then he's going to have to play for what he's already being paid, and he's going to be pissed. But then he's also going to have that realization where, I mean, I still got to go out there and ball.
Yep.
So now the owner gets exactly what he wants in the first place. It's tough, man.
You know who else Miami asked about? The Raiders, Josh Jacobs. Ooh. They inquired about Josh Jacobs.
He's going to be way too expensive.
He's not back yet. I mean, he said he's going to play. He's going to come back, but he has not gone to camp yet. Of course, so Josh Jacobs last year, the AFC rushing leader.
Yeah, 1,628 yards.
He had a great year last year, a great comeback year for him.
He's
been struggling. Doesn't mean anything. Look, you said it. It's the running back position.
Can you imagine that, man?
But the Raiders told him no. We're not trading him.
Can you imagine rushing for 1,628 yards? I think he had 14, 15 total touchdowns last year, and the team tells you, I don't care. Like, you're not worth it. Like, that has got to be nuts. You know, just thinking about the Jonathan Taylor situation, thinking about with the Dolphins. Now going back to Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is the only one that's a little different. He's the only one that will make every move in search of a Super Bowl. Because at the end of the day, what is it about? It's about winning a Super Bowl. As long as you keep your foundation intact. They still similarly have the same foundation as when they won the Super Bowl the first time to when he went this year. And he's adding players. Why wouldn't you add a Jonathan Taylor to that Eagles team? DeAndre Swift looks pretty good in camp. And,
he's not going to last.
Exactly. Well, the difference, too, though, Maz, maybe Eagles – was it Lincoln Trust Field or
Lincoln Financial?
It's grass.
The Link.
It's grass. DeAndre Swift might have a better time out there because it's grass versus that old field turf that everybody's having a problem.
It's brand new this year though.
Yeah, but it's still that same. Yeah, it's like we have brand new potholes every year, but what happens?
Yeah.
Same potholes go down. But Jonathan Taylor on that team with Gainwell, Boston Scott, man, the Lions should not want to see that.
I think the Dolphins are still the front runner. I can't believe the Colts would do it. Back in the day, they would never do it because they were in the same division. They're not in the same division anymore, but they're in the same conference. That's right. But the Colts, they're not going anywhere this year. But they do have a bright spot. Did you see Anthony Richardson last night?
I did.
Against the Eagles.
I watched his. I actually watched that game. No, so tell me what you thought about Anthony Richardson. I'll tell you what I thought about the game.
He's going to be just what we said he's going to be.
Yeah.
At least what I said.
Stud.
And a few other people. He's going to be a stud.
He's going to be a stud.
All right? And if you want to take advantage of him now with the Colts, you better do it now because you ain't going to do it later. He's only going to get better. He's like a Superman, that kid. That was the guy, man. That was the Lions. They scouted him the entire year in Florida. Oh, he doesn't have the percentages. Oh, he's not doing this right. He doesn't do this right. He is a Superman. He's going to make Cam Newton look like Clark Kent. I'm telling you.
That was a great analogy.
Rich is the guy.
You know, I will be happy to be wrong about Anthony Richardson. I was one of the guys that said, hey, look, I didn't see enough. I saw interceptions. I saw overthrows. I didn't see a guy that looked like he had command of it. But I will be happy to be wrong about Anthony Richardson. The one thing, when I did see that first throw he threw, that the guy pretty much got tackled. I thought it should have been a pass interference. He just flicked it out there, beautifully thrown. Anyway.
Did you see him do the eagle after
one
of the touchdowns?
I did. After he scored a second touchdown. I saw that. I saw another running back, too, that I did well. Sermon, running back from Ohio State. He did a good job. But anyway, watching the Eagles, Marcus Mariota is now on the Eagles. Marcus Mariota, he's the backup for the Eagles. The Eagles have great backups.
They do.
Like, that's the one thing I took
Gardner
from the game.
Minshew last year.
Oh, my God. Like, Marcus Mariota did okay, but the receivers were good. The defense was good. Like, the offensive line backups were good. The running backs were good. The wide receivers were good. Man, the Lions, let's see what we're talking about.
I'm telling you, man, the Lions pregame is coming at you. Woodward Sports Live pregame show returns for another season of Lions football. Join Jeff Iafrate.
Thought we'd see him today.
He's a stud. With weekly special guest hosts on Woodward Sports YouTube channel premiering September 7th at 6 o'clock. Then throughout the year, Sunday mornings, 9:30 to 11:30. Lions pregame show all season long right here on Woodward Sports and the YouTube channel. Keep it right here. We got your Lions coverage coming at you. But like I said, earlier that week
Right.
when the Philadelphia Eagles had a joint practice with Indianapolis. Last year, the Lions had their joint practice with Indianapolis. Did you see the fight during the –
I did.
Someone took a punch at Anthony Richardson.
I saw that.
And it was a brawl. These are happening a ton of times. Do we have that video? We don't. It's okay. I thought you were raising your hand. Go ahead, Parker. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that during that scuffle, they had to hold Jalen Carter back.
Yep.
It was, pretty bad, and I don't know if it's probably a good thing Jalen Carter didn't get involved in that situation.
Yeah, he doesn't need that right now, but it's good that he came to his teammates' defense.
Yeah, was it Jalen Hurts or Anthony Richardson?
Anthony
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. So Jalen Carter was coming to whose defense?
No, he was coming at the Colts.
Oh, he was okay.
Yeah.
Because I got confused with the story. Okay, yeah.
No, someone punched A. Rich.
Got you.
And then, of course, the Eagles and them were fighting, and then here he comes.
So one thing, I'll tell you a quick story about the quarterback situation in Michigan. So remember Matt Gutierrez?
Of course.
So Matt Gutierrez, that's why I came back for my senior year. I came back because I knew we had Matt Gutierrez. Matt Gutierrez was a 5-star recruit out of Warren De La Salle, the team that was undefeated. His running backs was Maurice Jones-Drew. Maurice Jones-Drew was his running back. So anyway, he comes back. I decided to come back for my senior year. I was like, yo, we're going to be rocking and rolling. Alex O'Feely, who was a defensive tackle out of Ypsilanti High School, he was in my class of 01. Shout out to A. Feely. His sister's actually an Olympian, Tiffany O'Feely. But anyway, he swung at Matt Gutierrez after play and connected in his head, man. I ran across the field. He didn't see me coming. I dove at him and hit him and knocked his helmet off.
Attaboy.
Yeah, but he's much bigger than me. So we got into a scuffle. Thank God they broke it up, although I don't care. I'll fight anybody. Alex O'Feely's 6'6".
You know what I watched yesterday? I went down a rabbit hole.
Don't play that, though.
I went down a rabbit hole. I saw the fight between the Browns and the Steelers on that Thursday night game.
When was this?
When Myles Garrett.
Oh, the infamous
Myles Garrett against Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Man, when I watched that again, it reminded me. He just ripped his helmet off and then hit him right in the face with that helmet. Man, that was a bad move. But I went right down that rabbit hole. I watched about 15 minutes of that video.
It's funny. It's like with defensive players, defensive tackles, defensive ends. When they do things like that, it's like the NFL. Yeah, you punish them, but it's kind of like you understand. Like to play that position, you got to be a little off a little bit too. You got
he is.
And Ndamukong Suh, Myles Garrett, like those guys. That's why I stayed out of the way. But going back talking about Gutierrez and hitting the quarterback, so that takes us back to these joint practices that you're having, these joint scrimmages. You're always going to see guys fighting. Like, guys are going to be able to fight because guys want to set the tone. Guys, they're showing off for the gram, showing off for ESPN. Guys get into it. Also, guys get tired of going against their guys. So when you get some new blood in the water, guys are feisty. And more than ever, see, beforehand when the guy would get, let's say when guys had joint practices, there was no social media. So the video wasn't getting out there. So if a guy gets, mossed in practice, or if a guy, intercepts a pass on a wide receiver, or if somebody's out there throwing a bunch of interceptions, you didn't see it. But now you're seeing all that, man. So you know what happens? Guys are getting pissed. And guys are like, look, the hell with this. We got to go to blows if you're going to be out here doing that. And they're going to show it on ESPN.
Hey.
Got to go to blows.
Hey, we got plenty more NFL coming up for you. But first, a word from Big Boy. You know it. It's Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. Get on down there for breakfast. The strawberry hotcakes, the mouth-watering red velvet waffles. That's it. And if you want a little brunch instead, how about the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or the refreshing summer splash salad? Those desserts are awesome. It is the classic strawberry pie, the mouth-watering deep-fried vanilla Oreos, and the strawberry hot fudge cake. Plus, you can just order a Big Boy and get their own. Tell them Maz sent you at Big Boy.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, your childhood may be over, but your playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, and parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more, servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com, your power equipment playground. And we pass him on the way here to Dispo in Romeo.
We actually do, man. It's around the corner.
I always beep the horn at him when I'm passing him.
Maz, I apologize because you called me eating a little bit of froyo.
Oh, there you go. Summer took care of you.
She did. Shout out to our people there, Yogurt to Go, Summer. Oh, man, they are amazing. We've been working with them alongside them. Every time I've been to Dispo, they have been alongside of us, except once, I think.
Everyone does good here. They go into Dispo, and then they come out and they get some great food and drink. Welcome back to Woodward Sports, Ermanni Edwards and me, Maz, on a beautiful Friday here at Dispo in Romeo. Hope you guys come out and check us out for a bit. And we're on till 4 o'clock. After us, it is the heavyweights. They're going to be bringing it, and you know they're going to come right out of Dispo bringing it. So you know what time it is on that. I want to tell you about a couple of things. Earlier, I just mentioned it. The Browns trading Josh Dobbs. Joshua Dobbs was his name here in Detroit. Now he's going by Josh Dobbs.
Oh, yeah.
Former practice squad player for the Lions, quarterback. Titans picked him up last year. He started on a Thursday night game, almost got a win. I forgot who they played, but he almost got a win with the Titans. He played pretty good last year. No, it was in their own division. It might have been the Colts or so.
Okay.
So he goes to Arizona for a 5th-round pick. So
That's
Dobbs
big.
might even be getting the start in Arizona. They got Clayton Tune. They got Dobbs. And talk about wanting us to throw it away. Clayton Tune, of course, our own Luke Klotz.
Hey, no,
that's his guy.
Lucas isn't the only one that like Clayton Tune out of Utah, man. Look, USC can't get past Utah for reading. That's because big Clayton Tune throwing the Don Kincaid, who I also want to see this year with the Buffalo Bills. But, man, what were you just talking about?
I was talking about Josh Dobbs getting traded to Arizona.
Oh, bingo. Not bingo. Arizona. Can you imagine, man? Just think of it like this for a second. In 2021, the Arizona Cardinals were 11-3 at one point.
I forgot about that.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
Like Parker, 11-3 were the Arizona Cardinals less than 2 years ago. They were 11-3, and now they are a team that is about to get rid of the quarterback that they extended. They fired the coach that they paid. They got rid of the GM that they paid. Yep. They got rid of D-Hop. Can you just imagine being an organization like that where you go from 11-3 to all of that within the span of 18 months?
I mean, it has a lot to do with the Caleb Williams sweepstakes right now. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody wants it. Tampa Bay wants it. Obviously, Arizona wants a little piece of that cake. But when you go from a record like that and going probably one of the worst records in the NFL, and it's probably going to be the worst record in the NFL this year, if I say so.
The Bucks
also could have it. Texans are probably going to be down there. But, yeah, it's such a transition. I mean, we kind of saw a little bit with the Lions how we saw them kind of teetering on decent, and then now they're not. Well, they're in a situation where they can be good, but it sucks to see good teams kind of dwindle like they are right now.
It's going to be a tough battle, but I would tell you this: if you're a betting man or a woman out there, just bet the unders on Arizona, and of course bet the unders on the Colts. And when I mean the unders, you can just bet against them every single week this year. And I know Booner's going to tell you about that on our Woodward Bet Show. Yeah, I bet you those are the two teams that are going to be bet against the most. The Texans, they play hard.
Yeah.
But those two teams are they're dumping.
It's funny.
Arizona is dumping right in front of your eyes, and Tampa Bay, them too.
It's funny you talked about Houston, Texas. I was watching some old school SEC games, SEC championships, and I got to see DeMeco Ryans when he was in Alabama.
Yep.
Let me ask you another question about Anthony Richardson before we wrap this thing up and go on to the next NFL story. He's starting this year.
Yes.
Jim Irsay came out, made him, after one game, made him the starter for the season. Do you think that's a wise move considering what we've seen out of quarterbacks that have set for a while, or do you think, hey, you know what, baptism by fire?
Well, if they think he's like the next Peyton Manning, he started and took a beating.
28 picks his first year.
Took a beating, but look what he's become.
The sheriff.
I wouldn't have started him. I would have probably waited a few games to get him acclimated. You got Gardner Minshew. Try to win a few games. The Colts, I mean, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
You're starting a rookie, but who knows? Like I said, he could be the it guy, and I think he's going to surpass all the expectations that Cam Newton had on him because he is like a Cam Newton. That's why I'm comparing them. Aren't they basically the same guy?
Only difference is Cam had one of the greatest college years in recent memory, or maybe ever. The year he won the Heisman and then won the national championship in 2010. So I understand exactly what you're talking about in terms of the athletic ability and what the ceiling is. Like, they have the same similar ceiling. But Cam is coming off one of the best years in college football history. But Anthony Richardson, I think I'm going to agree with starting him, and this is why. Like, you don't have a lot of time anymore. Like, this isn't 1995, man. This isn't, even 2000, where you can sit a quarterback for 2 years and then you have time and buy. Like, owners trying to get what they can out of a quarterback now, and the quarterback's trying to be on the field and do the best that he can right now. If you feel like this is the guy, they pulled the trigger on him. They drafted him 3 overall, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 3 or was it 5? Yeah, it was 3 or 4. Drafted him 4 overall. He's the guy that they want, and if he's as good as they believe he's going to be, you got to get him out there because you're going to see it. You sit him on the bench. He's the best way for him to be is reps. You got to get reps. He hasn't had reps in college, so you got to get reps. You got to get him in the NFL.
Hey, guys, you want to spend your weekend with us? Now you can. Woodward Sports Live Game Watch Party, the latest show to hit WSN's YouTube channel, premieres September 2nd at noon. Watch Michigan and East Carolina. Then, of course, September 7th, you get the Lions and the Chiefs. That kicks off the NFL season. That's that Thursday night, 13 days away from today. Join us game days, Woodward Sports Live Game Watch Party, only on WSN's YouTube channel. We got you covered 7 days a week now. Here's the next thing now. This is for you.
Okay. Talk to me.
Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Injured in practice.
Ooh.
Carted off yesterday with the Broncos. Hamstring injury. First they say, man, it could be a season. And then before you know it, they're saying, he's going to be okay, just several weeks. What's your take on that?
Look, first of all, I've never seen a hamstring that cost somebody a whole season unless you tore it off the bone. A lot of this is probably cramps. It's probably a little bit of cramps in there. Also, it's a hamstring, probably a mild hamstring, if you will. I remember I was in Seattle in 2012 and I had a minor hamstring. It's called a grade 1. I think I had a grade 1A or grade 1. So grade 1 is the least, and grade 3 would be the most severe. I had a grade 1. And so the Seattle Seahawks cut me, man. They cut me after this. And watch how fast this works, though. They cut me. I rehabbed for 4 days. New York reached out to me. New York said, hey, can you go? Braylon, can you go? They picked me up off that same grade 1, and I ended up playing the last 3 games of the season. My hamstring hurt. My ankle hurt. But when you're trying to get that check, when you're trying to relive some magic, you make things work. So I think that's what it is. I think it's one of those things where they got a little nervous. They got a little excited. All it is for Jerry Jeudy, man, because they need him this year. Russell's going to need him. It's a grade 1 that they overblew, that's all.
I hope so. I want to see him get a chance. I want to see Russell Wilson maybe have a chance for a comeback player of the year award.
Getting taken off, it better not have been a stretcher. A stretcher for a hamstring is a bit much. It better just been a gator. I can see him getting taken off.
I think it was a cart.
Oh, okay, cart off. Okay, yeah. I was like, stretcher. I'm sorry. I don't know what I heard.
All right, how about this is
we are at Dispo.
That's it. We are. This is one of the reasons the Lions traded T.J. Hawkinson last year to the Vikings. Why? Because they didn't want to pay him. That's right. They went and got Sam Laporta in the first round. Wow. They don't have to pay their tight end that much money now. So he wants more money. He wants more than Travis Kelce makes. He wants to rework his deal and be the highest paid tight end in NFL history.
This from
T.J. Hawkinson.
This from Dov Kleiman, our homeboy. Yep. Vikings tight end T.J. Hawkinson wants to reset the market with an historic contract extension for a tight end per. This is Dov Kleiman talking about T.J. Hawkinson. Look, I mean, and this is why I was so fine with moving T.J. Hawkinson last year is because T.J. Hawkinson, per his second year in the league till last year, he was rated no less than the 6th best tight end in the NFL. And it was only a matter of time if he had a season last year. When you perform, when you outperform people, when your numbers are 2, when your numbers are 3, when you're right there, you deserve to get paid as such. And I knew the Lions were going to be in that conundrum, and so did Brad Holmes decide to move off of him and then draft a guy to replace him from his same hometown, the same team at least, the Iowa Hawkeyes. How crazy is that? This is a smart move, but I understand where T.J. Hawkinson is coming from. He's not as good as Travis Kelce. He hasn't done what Travis Kelce has had, but he has done. He's put up the numbers, and he's in that market at that time. That's what it's about. That's like last year, Christian Kirk. Everybody's like, how the hell did Christian Kirk get paid $24 million? I'm still trying to figure it out, but at the same time, it's the market at the time, and that's what T.J. Hawkinson knows. He knows he's next up. He's going to reset, and he's going to reset the tight end market. That's what because it's just about that's what time it is. That's what time it is, because you know what what Travis Kelce already said. He's already underpaid.
Yes.
You've heard what Colin Cowherd has said. He said he takes being underpaid because he works with Patrick Mahomes, because he plays with Andy Reid and Kansas City Chiefs. So what he lacks there in terms of being paid a little under what the top is, he's on Saturday Night Live. He's making $15 million in sponsorships off the field. T.J. Hawkins is not doing $15 million in sponsorships. T.J. Hawkins is not hosting Saturday Night Live.
No.
T.J. Hawkinson doesn't play with Patrick Mahomes. So he's going to try to get everything he's worth. And, I mean, to be honest, he made the Pro Bowl last year. He had a 187-yard historical game last year.
Against Seattle.
Exactly. They lost, but he had 187. So I would hate to be in Minnesota's shoes, but, hey, you know what they did? They traded for him midseason, so they knew this was coming.
Yep, they did. And we'll see if he does get his money. Right now, the Lions don't have to worry about that with Sam Laporta and the rest of their tight ends. They're pretty solid there.
Yeah,
James Mitchell might be doing something this year.
Tight ends, they don't have to pay. Running backs, they don't have to pay. Wide receivers, you probably got 1 year. They'll have to pay somebody next year.
Yeah, St. Brown's got to get
exactly. Paid. D ends, you don't have to pay another year. Like the Lions have said, you see why at the top of the NFC North, it's the Detroit Lions with $19 million in cap space.
Yeah, they have the most.
And they have the most in the NFC North, and I think the third most in the NFC. That's not bad.
But are they going to use it?
I think Brad Holmes is saving it for a rainy day, but I believe he know what that rainy day is.
Yeah,
like I don't think it's a rainy day that's like, oh, you know what? Chris Jones is suddenly free. Here's $19 million, Chris Jones. I think it's a rainy day that he already knows what day it's going to rain.
All right, let's go. Here we go. No more discount double check, by the way, for Aaron Rodgers.
Is that right? Why not?
State Farm and him have broken up.
Patrick Mahomes is the new guy.
I guess Patty Mahomes, and who the heck knows who else is gonna get that.
State Farm, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know anything about insurance as it relates to where their home base is, but State Farm seems to be a West Coast agency. Like West Coast seems to be, State Farm seems to be a West Coast look. Either figure it out or just talk out loud. Stop trying to whisper about it. State Farm seems to be a West Coast firm because it has Steph Curry, Patrick Mahomes, which is kind of West. Aaron, I don't know. Maybe I was just making something up.
That's okay. He's got enough money in New York. He's got that $11 million house.
Cliff Paul.
He's doing okay. Yeah, Cliff Paul, and they'll leave
West
it
Coast.
They'll leave it up to them. They'll find somebody else.
Yeah, who's going to be next in basketball? Who's going to replace Chris? They probably never replace him.
Hey, you never know.
Anyway, what else is going on in the NFL? The only sport we seem to care about. There's golf going on too, man.
I know. Sorry, man. No dice on that for me.
It's all I love, man.
Hey,
no disrespect for Aaron Rodgers. Now, is he going with Geico?
Who knows?
Is he going with somebody else?
I'll tell you another quarterback in New York is Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes has transformed his body, they say, put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Right.
And, he got paid, right?
Yeah.
He got his $40+ million. Dexter Lawrence got paid as well. Now, all of a sudden, the Giants are starting to pick up some steam here. People are starting to say the Giants aren't going to be left out in that NFC East or the NFC playoff picture. A lot of teams said they're going to go backwards. I don't know if they are.
So I'm laughing about putting on 10 pounds. I mean, when you started 211 pounds and now you're 221, you're still thin as hell. But it's good that he put on those 10 pounds. You know what? I'll tell you what I think about the Giants when we come back from break, because I might have something that people aren't going to think.
And I got a Jet question for you as well.
And I got a Jet answer for you.
All right. But first, we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk about Fairway Packing. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing's provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. Experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods on Mack Avenue and the Grab and Go Steaks right there for you. You know, Ryan's refrigerator and freezer is full of them. Order online at fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Source, age, pack, cut, prime to perfection.
What he's
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason at any moment at all? That is exactly what Mark White and Associates offers. It's called their minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. If you didn't get that the first time, I'll say it again. 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we're getting cannolis.
We're getting cannolis right now. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, man, when you come up here to Dispo, man, they work with the right people. The people are beautiful. People take care of you to the tune of a cannoli on a Friday. It's a hell of a Friday.
We'll take it.
Ermanni and Edwards with
yeah,
Maz.
We left you on that Giant question.
We did. We absolutely did.
Danny Dimes is going to have a great year this year. He's coming back. 10 pounds of muscle. Giants made the playoffs last year, actually beat the Vikings in Minnesota before falling in the next round. So, G-Men, what do you got for him?
Look, man, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm starting to back up off of my points as it relates to the Giants being one of those teams made to the playoff last year, got a win, beat the Minnesota Vikings. I said they weren't going to make the playoffs this year. I said they were dead in the NFC East. I didn't believe in Danny Dimes. I didn't believe in what the offensive receivers were, and I didn't believe in their continuity. You know, they didn't pay Saquon Barkley. You know, Saquon Barkley's pissed. He got a deal, got a little bit better than he would have gotten. You know, I didn't think they had continuity. I've been watching and thinking, Sterling Shepard has been looking good. He's finally healthy. It's been a while since he's been healthy. Darren Waller, I forget that he's now with the Giants as well. You know what he did out there with the Raiders. When he's on, he's damn sure on. Saquon Barkley had his second-best season last year as a player, and it was a darn good season. And that defense, they're going to do some great things. And I believe in Danny Dimes because I believe in Brian Daboll. It's not so much that I believe in what Danny Dimes can do. I believe that Brian Daboll, who was the offensive coordinator in 2009 when I was in Cleveland, I believe he's going to put or continue to keep placing Daniel Jones in a good situation. I like the Giants to get back into the playoffs.
I hope you're right, man. That's going to be a hell of a division.
It is.
Because you heard Ryan the other day. He's already on the Washington bandwagon now. So every team in that division is better. You have Philadelphia coming back. They're the champs from last year. They had their chance to win the Super Bowl. Could have done it. Could have beat Kansas City. They come back.
Sir,
they're strong. You still got the Dallas Cowboys, man. Yeah. They're the wild card in this because as far as the running backs go, I don't know if they have enough right now. Tony Pollard coming in off the injury. They got another rookie in there. I'm not sure. They got rid of Ezekiel Elliott, who's now with the Patriots. The Cowboys, I think they could be a dark horse for Jonathan Taylor.
This is something that I heard, and I know you're very familiar with George Cosell?
Howard.
No, his son, the one that does NFL film.
Greg Cosell.
Greg, thank you.
Greg Cosell.
Greg Cosell, tremendous film breakdown guy. Like, no one knows breaking down film like George Cosell. I had a chance. Greg, excuse me. I had a chance to.
Think of Craig Brady.
No. I had a chance to hang out with Greg when I was in the broadcast boot camp. You know, they shoot there out of Philadelphia. Yep. They're right out of Philadelphia.
That's right. That's where NFL Films is.
Yeah, so I had a chance to go to NFL Films. I had a chance to learn, but I got a chance to break down film with him. His process is legendary. But he said something about Dak that when you hear it, Maz, you're going to be like, it's kind of right. When you look at a guy like Dak, there's a reason why he went fourth, okay? He had a little bit of speed on him. He could get out the pocket and extend. He didn't have great throwing mechanics. He didn't have a huge arm, but he could get out of the pocket. He could make some throws on the run. He could keep you off balance, and he could keep the sticks moving. So the Dallas Cowboys, they take a chance on him. They stick him behind the best line in football and the best running back at the time in the NFL, and it masks a lot of things, and he still has his athletic ability. Now, fast forward to year 8 for Dak. I believe he's in year 8. How many injuries has he had? He's had 2 lower body injuries, a knee and an ankle. He's had 2 upper body injuries. He's had a shoulder. It's kind of like the same thing with Russell Wilson. So now that you got Dak, he never was that fast, but he's not even as close to fast as he kind of was back then. And his arm, his mechanic, it was only just okay in the beginning. He's not going to be the quarterback that he once was. And also, Tyron Smith's not there.
Yeah.
You got who else is holding out? They're still waiting for a deal. That line's not going to be the massive line that was the line for the last 5-6 years for him. I don't think he's going to be the same guy, and I don't think they're going to be the same team. Here is a mic. This is a mic drop.
You're doing a Ryan Ermanni.
I'm doing a Ryan Ermanni.
All right.
This is a hot take.
Uh-oh.
The Dallas Cowboys are going to finish last in that division.
Okay.
I think the Dallas Cowboys, and I know they got Brandon Cook.
They got great receivers.
But the quarterback to throw him the ball and the offensive line to block for him. How good is Tony Pollard coming off injury? I'm telling you, Dallas Cowboys will finish in last place in that division.
Will they make the playoffs?
Not in last place, no. No, like I think they'll be to the tune of something like 8. I think they'll be 8-9.
Wow.
Like it may be a tie between them and the Commanders at 8-9, or maybe the Commanders. I'd say the Commanders 9-7. So 8-9, Dallas Cowboys last place.
I'll be damned, man. All right, let's go to the AFC East now.
Mike McCarthy's offensive coordinator too. Come on.
AFC East, New York Jets. You're wearing Jets gear today. You know, I know that's our second favorite here, Lions and the Jets.
What time it is.
They
but
put
I show
this
love
out.
To the Lions.
They do it.
I do.
Okay, what will the Jets' record be after the first 10 weeks? And let's put it up. Let's put up their schedule.
Now, their first 5 is a gauntlet.
We've talked about their schedule, the New York Jets schedule. Here we go. I've got the Buffalo Bills leading off there. Are they a win or a loss?
I'm going with I know my Jets people watch this show, man. I can't get
They're home.
I can't get canceled at my show. I'm going with the Jets because I'll be at the game. I'm going with the Jets.
Okay, that's 1-0.
Okay.
At the Dallas Cowboys.
2-0.
2-0. Home for the Patriots.
3-0.
Home for the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football.
I'll be at that game too. I'm going 3-1.
At the Denver Broncos.
4-1.
Wow. The Eagles coming to the MetLife Stadium.
4-2.
They get a bye week. At the Giants, which is a home game for the Giants, which is unfortunate for them because it's almost like a home game for the Jets.
5-2 in a blowout.
Wow. The Chargers coming to Jersey.
Jets. 6-2.
And at the Raiders on Sunday Night Football in Vegas.
I'm taking the Jets.
So 7-2, you got the Jets going in the first 10 games, including the bye week. That's all right.
7-2.
7-2. That's all right.
Schedule one more time.
You got the Eagles. You got a loss to the Eagles and the Chiefs. That's what you got.
Eagles, Chiefs, and
don't give them another loss. Stick with it.
Eagles, Chiefs. Yeah, I actually feel very confident. Feel very comfortable. The Raiders game is not the Raiders game because Aaron Rodgers does great on primetime TV. Chargers game is an interesting one because I told you I think the Chargers are going to be good this year. Put 3 losses on there.
All
6-3.
6-3 is not bad. You know, they got to beat their rivals first, right?
6-3, yeah.
That's right. Nothing says rivalry quite like Michigan and Michigan State. Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter, they're going head-to-head every Friday night starting September the 1st. That's right around the block. 10 to 11 p.m. Man, look at that programming. To 11 p.m. Breakdowns of the Wolverines, the Spartans, previews of their matchups. Flannel Sam and Spenny, tune into Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Again, Friday nights from 10 to 11. You got something from 5 Iron.
I do, man. It's going to be a fun time watching those rivals. I think they're going to really get after it. But you know who else are rivals, man? Guys, girls, everybody just having a good time. Hanging out at 5 Iron Golf at the Cambria Hotel at downtown Detroit. Yesterday, they have the Thursdays Woodward Sports Golf League. Come down 5 to 7, hang out, meet new people. Food's amazing. 13 new golf simulators. You can play any course that you want around the world. I love playing Torrey Pines, but hey, that's just me. Come down and vibe out, man. Summer is almost ending. But guess what? Not 5 Iron Golf in the Cambria Hotel. Come down, have a good time.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
By now you know me, Christina Schnari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Dispo. We're here. Meet your local plug at Dispo, having a good time. Tom Mazaway and myself. Parker and JB out there doing the damn thing, as always, representing in a major way. Enjoying it. Like I say, Dispo is one of my Dispo is my favorite place to come.
I know it is.
And Dispo is they take care of you. It's smooth. I always leave. I have a good time. I think we always do good shows out at Dispo's because it's good energy, man. If you guys are sitting at home and you guys want to come to, they got 12 around the state. We know people watch us all around the state and all around the country. So if you're around a Dispo, man, go in there and tell them Woodward Sports Brother Network sent you. You might get some love. You should.
We got some Cowboy news for you, too.
Speaking of those guys.
Cowboys. Listen to this. Cowboys' second-year defensive end, Sam Williams.
Okay.
He was arrested this week for illegally carrying a weapon and controlled substances.
Right.
All right, so he's going to be out.
He was legally or illegally?
Illegally.
This is my question, and I heard Steven.
You can do anything in Texas.
Unless you're in one of those, what do you call those townships, like the Bible, you know what I'm talking about.
Those the Bible Belters.
Exactly. Anyway, it'll come up to. What is it about the Cowboys where they're always getting in trouble? It's always something with the Cowboys.
Remember the old White House back in the day?
Man, you don't even have to go back that far. Just remember the guy a couple years ago that robbed the CVS.
Oh, God.
It's like the running back. He's like
I forgot about that.
And that was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's why can't Jerry Jones, who's one of the best owners we have in a certain right, in a certain regard, one of the most successful owners.
Big mouth, at least.
As he should be. I get it. Everything's bigger in Texas. We understand that. Why can't he get a hold of this team? It's always something in Texas. I think that's the reason why they can't win. I think there are too many distractions, and Jerry Jones doesn't care. He likes the distractions. He likes to see who the guys are going to make it because there's no way you can have all these things happen since 1992, 1993, and now here it is, 2023, and you're still letting things happen, but you're not winning when it comes down to it.
Well, Sam Williams was pulled over for speeding. And that's how he got caught. So Jerry Jones comes out and talks to the Dallas media.
Right.
You said he doesn't care, and he laughs about it, right?
Right.
You're absolutely right. Check this out.
Last year he drives 100 miles an hour and has a wreck. In this, how do you conjugate all that? How do you balance those things?
Well, first of all, I'm saying that he is, which is more often the case than not. This sounds a little hollow, but he does and is maturing, and he is. What was he going, 66? Was he going 66 miles an hour?
Last year?
No, this year. So he's 34 miles an hour less than this year than he was last year. 98 66, so that's improvement.
There you go.
Yo.
So he's making light of this again. That's Jerry Jones for you.
If there's any owner that you want to play for, like the question that I asked, that's in relation to the other side. I'm being an analyst and asking why can't he get his team in control. But now I'm speaking as a player. That's the owner you want. That's the owner you want. You want a guy to support you through what? He made light of it. He talked about the difference. He said he was maturing.
Yeah, he wasn't going 100 miles an hour anymore.
But you see what I'm saying. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I know the people out there are going to be like, hey, he's a grown man. He should know not to drive that fast. He should know not to be carrying an illegal weapon. You're absolutely correct. He absolutely should know better. You're absolutely right. But at the same time, when you don't have a statute, when you don't have a rules and organization where you fear certain things, or you don't think that, oh, man, you know what, I don't want to do that because Jerry will cut me, or I don't want to do that because this will happen. When you don't think like that, you do whatever, and whatever happens.
That's right. Let's go to this next thing. I've had this on for a little while.
I've done a lot of the whatever happens stuff, too.
Colin Cowherd, who we love to watch and listen
100%.
to. He put out his 10 quarterback wide receiver combinations, okay?
Yep.
1 to 10.
Okay.
Look who's at number 10. Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
So
let's start at the top, man.
So what I will say is this, look, Colin Cowherd is definitely my favorite, but look, you don't always agree with your favorites. You don't always agree with the people you like the most. Colin, I couldn't disagree with you more on this one. You want me to go through this?
Let's go. Start at number 1.
All right, start at number 1. I have no problem with number 1. You look, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been playing football together for the better part of the last 6 years. Like, man, they've been playing for the better part of the last 6 years. They know them better than anybody in this league except maybe Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Maybe that. So, yes, that is definitely number one. 2 is foolishness. 2 is absolutely foolishness. First of all, if you're going to sneak Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on there, you can't put them third behind Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. I understand you got the inside at Jacksonville camp. Guess who else has the inside at Jacksonville camp? I do, with my brother Marcus Pollard. I know that Calvin Ridley is going to have a really good year. I know Calvin Ridley is going to be back.
But they haven't done it yet.
But they haven't done it yet. They haven't even played one. So this duo shouldn't even be on the list. So Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, they come in at 1. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, 2. I'm good with that. Then I got to go all the way down to Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson.
That's got to move up.
They got to be 3.
Yes.
In fact, yeah, they have to be 3. I understand you may not like Kirk Cousins, but you like the
I do.
But you're absolutely correct. I do too. I give him love during the season, but you got to love the work that Justin Jefferson puts in, and he and Justin Jefferson put in together. Last year, they almost had 1,900 yards.
That one-hand catch last year against the Buffalo Bills.
Against the Buffalo
in
Bills.
Coverage.
Against the Buffalo Bills.
That puts him at number 1 for
100%.
Can't beat him.
So you got so Burrow, Chase, Mahomes, Kelce, Cousins, Jefferson. Then you got to go Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Got to go Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Whether they're angry at each other or not, what they've done for the past 3 years is create magic. So you got to give them that credit. Man, speaking of giving some credit, how about we take a pause?
How about it, man? Booner and Broder.
There we go.
Booner and Broder's our guys. Woodward Sports, you know it. Expanding our daily lineup. We're going wall to wall for you here on Woodward Sports. Beginning September 5th, Booner and Broder pair up for Woodward nights from 8 to 10 following the heavyweights. 2 of Detroit's up-and-coming sports personalities. They really are, guys. They're fun for the hottest takes and best entertainment. Join them Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 following the heavyweights. Booner and Broder. Catch them on our Woodward Sports and YouTube channel. You know it.
So if you're just catching up, we're doing QB and wide receiver duos. This is Colin Cowherd's list, but I am ripping it to shreds. I got Burrow and Chase at 1. I have Mahomes and Kelce at 2. Keep in mind, he had Kelce on this list, not myself. So I'm going to have Mahomes and Kelce 2nd. I'm going to have Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins 3, Stephon Diggs, and Josh Allen 4. Ooh. And coming in at 5 for me, even though it was one sample size last year, I'm going with Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. You saw what they did, and it extends almost to Jalen Waddle. It's kind of like you got to put all 3 of them together.
Sure.
But they had 1,700 yards last year, and Tua only played 8 games.
Where are you putting Stafford and Kupp?
They're not on here.
They should be.
They're not on here yet.
They should be.
But I have a space. See, you cut me off with the Tua thing. But Tua and Tyreek, they're 5. But if you want to bring up Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, no problem. We can talk about it. Matt Stafford had a great year, although he still looked a little nervous.
Well, he was injured last year.
No. I'm talking about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So he had a great year. Looked a little Matt Stafford-ish a couple times in that year, but he finished with a Super Bowl ring, 5,000 yards. Got to give him all that Kupp, Cooper Kupp, triple count. Last year, Stafford gets hurt. Starts to not look the same as the year before. Now he's missed a year. Cooper Kupp got hurt last year too. He's missed a year. So if we're giving them their credit off of what they did 2 years ago, then I would have them, number 3 and number 4. But I don't know what they're going to be this year. I don't know what the injury, how it's affected Matt. I don't know how the injury has affected Cooper. So I'm going to keep them off just for right now.
That's fine. So where do you put Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown?
All right, here we go. Number 5, I've already said it. That was Tua and Tyreek. Number 6. Even though they haven't played together, I'm going Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. I was there at practice. I saw what I saw. Aaron Rodgers is not a regular quarterback trying to fit a system. It's Aaron Rodgers, and everybody else is trying to fit his system. He'll have Garrett Wilson ready. I'm going with them number 6.
We saw you hugging it out on Hard Knocks.
Hey, look, man. Hey, it's my quarterback.
Yep.
It's my quarterback.
05.
Coming in at number 7, I'm going Jared Goff. And Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Moving them up. Good.
You're talking about 3 years they will have played together starting this season. They know each other. It's starting at the end of that 2021 season when Amon-Ra St. Brown went off. You saw what he did last year. Whenever he's in there, you see Jared Goff just feel a little bit more confident. You see him feel a little bit more comfortable, and you see him have a little bit more fun. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff, I'm putting them at 7. But watch out. Because if they have another one of those years last year where they get better, Amon-Ra caught over 100 passes. He had 1,100 yards. He had 6 touchdowns. This could be an 11, 20, 1,300, and 12 touchdown season for Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I got them at 7. 8, I'm going with Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Look, I love that. They're another team. They're another duo that's going on 4. They're going on 4 years now. So they got better. CeeDee Lamb kind of really stepped into his own last year. Enough of the Amari Cooper stuff. He was ready. CeeDee Lamb, I like that duo. They're going there. Here's a sleeper at a 9. It's not on here. Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson.
I was going to say that.
Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson. I'm going with them. Number 9, Deshaun Watson to be back this year. Amari Cooper never went anywhere. He's been the constant. The Cowboys know they messed up Mavs when they didn't do it. Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper will be my 9. And you ready for the 10?
Go ahead.
It's a new one. Devontae Adams and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
Come on, Devontae Adams is still the best receiver in the league to me. I know Justin Jefferson and all that. He's 2 for me. Devontae is 1. Devontae Adams is so good. You saw what he did last year. You saw what he did last year with Derek Carr. He was like, oh, he's going to the Raiders. He's with Derek Carr.
It didn't look like he had a good year, but when you look at his numbers, he had a pretty good year.
Yeah, he had 1,533 yards and
Quietly.
15 touchdowns.
Quietly.
Nothing he does is quiet except pushing the cameraman.
Pushing the cameraman. That wasn't quiet.
Exactly. So the other one, the one to watch. One to watch, and then Parker, I want to know what you think about my list. The one duo to watch is Kenny Pickett and George Pickens.
There you go.
Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, that's the duo, the sneaky duo to watch out for. Pickett to Pickens. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Do you know Pickett went back this week and watched all of his incompletions from last year?
That's what it takes.
This kid, you remember the juke he did when he played for Pitt?
It was the fake slide.
I mean, the guy's got great
cerebral.
He's got great instincts for a quarterback. And the Steelers, he fell right in their lap. They didn't have to move to get him. And everyone's like, oh, that was a bad quarterback class. That was a bad quarterback class. It might turn out to be a pretty darn good one.
Hey, Park, I want to ask you a question. Jump in. We got so last year, Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp didn't get a chance to be one of the dominant duos because both got injured. You heard my top 10 and you heard my one team out. Where would you place a healthy Matt Stafford and a healthy Cooper Kupp? Where would you place that duo in my list?
Okay, so, I mean, you had Joe Burrow 1.
Yep.
Joe Burrow and Chase. Then you had Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yep.
Then Jefferson and Cousins,
yes.
correct? And then Josh Allen and
Diggs. Look at the memory on you.
Good memory.
Yes.
What was 5?
Tua and Tariq.
That's solid. I think that
and
was that whole receiver core and that offense is just a stud.
Then Rodgers
6,
and Wilson.
Rodgers and Wilson, I'd rank them above Matt Stafford and Kupp.
Okay.
And then
Goff and Brown.
Goff and St. Brown. Ooh, that's where I'm kind of like.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm probably like that's pretty even.
Okay.
I think we've seen what Cooper Kupp has done, Triple Crown.
Yeah.
I mean,
last person to do is Calvin.
When they were both healthy, they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams fortunately had a team around them that could boost themselves with their defense with Aaron Donald and Von Miller. But now I think if they're both healthy this season, I think easily a top 10 duo. I don't think there's a lot of other teams. I mean, we mentioned Jimmy G and Devontae Adams. I have not seen enough from Jimmy G this last couple of years. And I would say last year, I'm not really excited about how that fit is going to be with Josh McDaniels. I don't really trust him.
Can I throw you a nugget?
Yeah, what's up?
Jimmy G, when he was the starting quarterback, the year they went to the Super Bowl, Deebo Samuel had 1,500. So
he's a winner.
And Deebo's nowhere near Devontae Adams.
That is true. Devontae Adams is a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL, and he's not 3. I'd say Justin Jefferson's 1 and Devontae's 2.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can never doubt Devontae, but I think the connection between Jimmy G and him are not going to be similar to what Aaron Rodgers and him was. I think Carr and him were a better duo than Jimmy G and him will be.
Maz, I got to ask you a question. And people out there, I can't read the chat, but I guarantee you this has come up in the chat. Even though my laptop is here, I'm not using it to read the chat. I promise you, I came up with this on my own. We forgot a major duo. I'm talking about to the tune somewhere between 1 through 6. You know what? I'll let you guys take a second to think about it.
I want a hint. What league? AFC or NFC?
I feel like if I tell you that, I get. You know what? Sit on it. Sit on that. Maz, get us a commercial.
All right, man. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know. Go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Of course, looking for a Chevy and Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn is the place for you. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
The young kid and the old man. 20 minutes left before the weekend can get started.
You're not so young.
Hey, you're right. But I'm spry. But
you are.
But I'm spry, man.
You look like if you were on Hard Knocks with a Jets uniform on, you would fit right in.
Maz, I'm gonna take you everywhere I go, man, because I appreciate that.
That's the truth.
That bolt of confidence. Maz, before we went to the break, I said it's a duo that we forgot about, man.
I need a hint.
They're in the NFC.
I want to guess.
They're in the NFC.
All right, I want to guess.
They play on arguably the best team in the NFC.
Oh God, the Eagles.
Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown.
I was going to say Devontae as well. I mean, what's
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, Devontae Smith as well.
And him and Devontae Smith are probably.
How can we forget that?
And it's because you know what it is. I tell you what.
That's Colin for you.
Exactly. That's Colin Cowherd, who only talks about the West Coast and Justin Herbert and Aaron Rodgers, but it is what it is. You know why? Is one, they're still a very new. Like last year was their first year playing together, and two, when you think of the Eagles, all you think about is two things. You think about running the football, whether it's Jalen Hurts running it. Last year, Miles Sanders was the running back. This year, we're trying to figure out if it's going to be Jonathan Taylor. And the defense. You don't think about the pass. And I think A.J. Brown was somewhere between 1486 and 12 tuds last year, too. So I would slide them up to the top 6, top 5.
All right. I can't disagree with you.
Wow. How did we forget? That was a brain fart.
That just shows you how hard it is to make a top 10. For anything, even if we did the receivers again,
exactly,
you would have to juggle them around. Still, it's not that easy.
Colin didn't even have them on there.
No.
But there's one team that he had on there, Maz, and I want to talk not necessarily about the receiver, but there's a team on there I want to talk about because he had him on there, and that was Chris Olave and his quarterback,
He'll be good.
Derek Carr. Parker, then I'll swing it to you. What do you think the Saints are going to be with Derek Carr? Because no one's talking about them, and they are, in my opinion, the second easiest division in the NFL.
Have you seen him? He is bulked up.
Yeah.
He's huge. And I mean, Derek Carr he's kind of one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL, in my opinion. Really kind of a guy that's not talked about enough.
Because he doesn't talk about himself.
I mean,
he doesn't put himself out there. He's just a chill guy.
I mean, and that brings it to where when we don't really hear about this guy, those kind of teams sweep under rugs, and the Saints are a team that's kind of getting swept under the rug. And Olave is a great receiver. Yeah. He was, I believe, he was either the first or second receiver taken in the third.
He was third. Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Olave.
Okay, and then
Jameis.
Yeah, and Chris Olave is a great receiver. And last year, who was there? I mean, Jameis Winston, and then who was the other quarterback?
Simeon at one point, and then what's the guy? What's the Taysom Hill?
Yeah, Taysom Hill. And that's a team that was kind of missing their quarterback. Derek Carr is going to come in there. I mean, 2 years ago he was a dark horse MVP when they made the playoffs. And this is a guy that really hasn't lost steam. They just had a coaching change last year, and Josh McDaniels, unfortunately, isn't a great coach.
Yeah, not to mention, man, you're looking at what they're going to do down in the Saints, man. I think they could be really good in this division.
I got them winning the division.
100%. You look at Chris Olave, I think Michael Thomas is going to play, but we hear that every year. We don't know if that's going to be the case. Jarvis Landry no longer on there, but they do have Alvin Kamara back this year, and they got another running back. They got Kareem Hunt.
All right.
Kareem Hunt will be there. Carmelo will be there. And, they're always competitive. They're always dominant on defense. They still have DeMario Davis, one of the best Mike linebackers in the league, and they still have who is another guy that I don't think gets the justification or the love that he deserves. Maz, this guy has 112 sacks since the day he came in the league, and that's Cameron Jordan.
Yep. He does get under
112 sacks.
New Orleans is like under the radar. Dennis Allen is their head coach. It's not
Yeah.
Sean Payton anymore. It's not Drew Brees anymore. It's not the same old Saints anymore. So they kind of get swept under the rug.
I'm going to tell you a stat that I don't think anyone you guys know. Since Cameron Jordan has been in the league, he has the most sacks of any defensive end in the league, including J.J. Watt, including T.J. Watt, Vaughn Miller, and the list goes on. Cameron Jordan, since the year he came in, he has the most sacks out of any player in the NFL.
Hey, what we haven't talked about a little bit is television,
Including
and how it's
Aaron
changing,
John.
of course. How about Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith? Shannon makes it official yesterday, and Stephen A. Smith, he's been talking about it for a while. Finally, the cat's out of the bag. It is official. Yeah, going on undisputed together.
I'm excited.
First take, sorry.
I'm telling you why I'm excited for this, and I know, Maz, I know what you're going to say, and it's going to be a lot of that.
A lot of screaming.
It's going to be a lot of screaming, but I think both of these individuals are in the time of their lives where they can do a show together. Like Stephen A. Smith, back when he was working with Skip or Max, he would not have been able to do a show with Shannon. And I think Shannon, when he first started with Skip, I don't think he would have been able to do a show with Stephen. But I think they both got into a space where they respect each other, which is key. They like each other. They know they're just debating. Like, I watch Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog Russo debate all the time, and then after the show, they're right back to just being boys. I think it got personal. In fact, I know it got personal with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, and it's one thing to debate. It's one thing to get at it. It's you and I. We've gone at it. Me and Ryan, you and Ryan. But at the end of the show, you want to feel like no matter what was said, it was respect and nobody's feelings, blah, blah, blah. I think with Skip started to say stuff to Shannon that was a little over the line, and he hurt him personally.
Well, I take it the other way. I took it as Skip just being Skip.
Right.
And I don't think he meant any harm. He knows Shannon Sharp's one of the top 3 tight ends in the history of the NFL. Yeah. And I know he's putting guys ahead of him. Hey, he's ahead of you. He should be in the Hall of Fame ahead of you and blah, blah, blah. And he got insulted by it.
But he yelled it, though, man. It's like he yelled it at him, and it was almost like he was, like, lackadaisically, like, not even caring about the words that he was saying and coming in his mouth. You got to think, they've been working for 6 years together.
Yeah.
And if at the end of 6 years you get to a space like that where you feel uncomfortable or you really feel – if somebody you've been working with for 6 years, you're not going to just overreact. If you've been working with somebody for 6 years and they say something that you believe crossed the line, they said something that crossed the line.
He probably did that.
Yeah.
How about ESPN? Because they've fired so many people. And one of them was
Who's still working at
know,
ESPN?
but one of them is Keyshawn Johnson.
Mina Kimes? Does she still work there?
Yeah, she's still there. They like her.
Football is king.
Keyshawn Johnson was rumored to be joining Skip Bayless on Fox.
I heard that.
They were going to do it. The deal was done. ESPN said, whoa. We're not going to let him go yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. He probably has something in his contract, a non-compete or whatever, but you fire someone like Keyshawn and not allow him to go work?
So, Maz, I actually know what's going on as it relates to that, but I can't tell you on air, and I know people out there are going to be pissed because I'm such a tease. I know, right? I'll tell you what happened off air because there's someone that I know they got fired and still has years left on his contract, so I know what's going on.
All right, so will that happen or not?
No, it's not going to happen. Because at the end of the day, ESPN doesn't want anybody going anywhere else where they can, be good or compete or do something in the same space that they're doing or draw eyes or draw attention on another place, which sucks because when you leave when you get fired, like you fired me.
Yeah.
Like don't hold on to my rights.
I know.
Unless your name is Stephen A. Smith.
Yep.
But Stephen A. Smith isn't the one that fired those guys. That comes up from Disney.
Well, when you mentioned that you don't want the guys going anywhere else, he has his own show with, I believe, FanDuel.
Oh, that's different because he does that on the side, much like Colin Cowherd does his thing on the side, and Steve. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that have. Shannon will be doing that. He has Club Shay Shay, and he has Club Shay Shay. I think he's doing actually with Colin Cowherd.
Well, look at Pat
McAfee.
Pat McAfee. He's the guy that started all of that. Michael Irvin will probably be with Skip Bayless on some shows.
I'm happy he's going to win that lawsuit, by the way.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
Yeah, that was
Super Bowl week, and
that was bad.
That happened to him, and that's wrong, man. But that's what happens in this day and age.
And that's what I knew is because I've known Michael since I know Irv or Playmaker, whatever you want to call it. I've known Big Bro since maybe my junior year at Michigan. I met him out at the Rose Bowl, got a chance to meet him, and I know him then when he was figuring it out. And I know him now. And when that came out last year, I'm like, there's no way in hell that big bro Irv is that's not him.
Hey, man, I got news for you. More TV news.
Okay.
Christmas Day
Ooh.
is going to be spectacular. You know the NBA always owned Christmas Day.
That's until my God.
That's until Christmas Day falls on an NFL day.
Holy
Would you look at that schedule?
Nikes.
Read that freaking schedule.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All
right, here we go.
This is as good as it gets. This is better than a Christmas gift.
All right, here's your Christmas Day for you. Waking up probably around 8, 9, open presents. You have a little Christmas Day breakfast. Everybody's chilling, lounging, seeing what they got. And then the fellas can resume. Actually, ladies, too, nowadays. You can resign to the living room at 12 noon, and you can watch the New York Knicks go against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks at 1 o'clock. You can turn on whatever network it's going to be on, and you can get the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
That used to be one of the greatest rivals in the NFL, in the AFL first, and then in the NFL. They used to fight it out amongst each other. I don't even care about the NBA. You got a triple header of NFL. Chiefs and Raiders, Eagles and Giants, and the nightcap, Ravens at the 49ers. To me, that's a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And a Happy New Year.
This is
and the Lions play the day before that on Christmas Eve.
I feel bad for that late game. Who was that? That late game was the
Ravens
Suns.
Ravens.
No.
Suns and
the
Mavericks.
Suns and the Mavericks. I feel bad for them. You forget about it. They can absolutely forget about it because after everybody has finished watching the Ravens and San Francisco, everybody's going to sleep.
That time.
Everybody's going to sleep. Nobody's watching Dallas and the Suns.
I watch Die Hard every Christmas night.
It's a Christmas
movie. I do not go to bed without watching Die Hard. I finish my day that way.
There is a basketball game on I do want to see. And Maz, you would appreciate this one too.
Oh, Lakers Celtics.
See,
Yeah.
this is how you know we're brothers,
Lakers,
man. I knew
Celtics.
it's because it's the old school.
I watched our
rivalry.
show last night.
Oh,
I love
Winning Time?
I love Winning Time.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it when we come back.
Okay.
All right, but Winning Time, guys, if you're
Sounds
missing
good,
it
man.
on HBO Max, you're missing a hell of a show. I'm going to get Jeff Pearlman on. He wrote that book.
Ooh.
We got to get him on next
Any
week
relation
talk
to
about it.
Ron Perlman?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I love Ron
But
Perlman.
we'll be back after Planet Fitness.
We will. Summertime is great, but join Planet Fitness and beat the low E. Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone can come in, walk, and feel and be comfortable and be in your own space and own skin. At Planet Fitness, you will experience squeaky clean gym. I'm talking squeaky clean. And at the end of the day, it's only $10. It's only $10.
Join Woodward
You sign up for
Sports
$10,
Zone
you
Jeff
feel good, you
Iafrate,
feel great.
along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
We're back. Last segment of the day. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Ermanni not here. We'll see you next week, Ryan. Maz.
We're at Dispo and Romeo. Heavyweights are here, so come on out. We're here till 7 tonight. Make sure you check it out. Go in, do some shopping, do some eating. And have some fun. But I was talking about the winning time. It's the Celtics and the Lakers. It's the birth of the Lakers, basically. And I'll tell you, first of all, the guy that plays Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
He is Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
He is Magic Johnson. I love every single character in the show. The guy that plays Jerry West. The guy that plays Paul Westhead. The guy that plays Pat Riley. Adrian Brody.
Jason Segel plays Paul Westhead. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Getting Sarah Marshall.
It's really so damn good. If you guys haven't seen it, it is so great. I love the guy that's playing Larry Bird.
Oh,
he
yeah, I love
shoots
him.
like Larry Bird. He walks and talks and looks like Larry Bird.
I like that one-legged runner he does to the through the free throw line. That's actually what Larry
Isn't that
used to do.
unbelievable? And I didn't know this until last night when I saw the show. Larry Bird's when Larry Bird was in Indiana.
Got drafted.
He quit
and then went back.
He quit the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
He walks into his garage. His dad and mom were separated at the time. Walks into the garage. His dad's there. His dad is, I don't know, a little down on his luck. Doesn't really like himself. Tells Larry, I don't ever want you to be like me. I'm so proud of you, son. You're my college kid.
Right.
You're going to be the first Bird to graduate college. And then Larry looks at his dad and says, I quit college, Dad. I can't do it. It's not for me. And his dad was despondent. Just couldn't believe it. He's like, well, you're going to be just like me.
You can't tell everybody what's going on, though. You can't.
No, but it's the Larry Bird story.
True, but I didn't know that.
You don't want me to say?
You can say it. They're not going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, they are. Anyway, I didn't know Larry Bird's father committed suicide after that.
Yeah.
I had no idea that happened.
I wonder what the timeline on that was, because obviously, when you're doing something for dramatic purposes, they're going to make it seem like as soon as he did it, Larry.
It was a day or two later
exactly.
or whatever.
I wonder what that little real time frame was. But that's real, though, because he actually was, and then I think he drafted and set out a year.
Yep, he did. And that's when Red Auerbach actually showed up at his house in French Lick, Indiana, and said, you're going to be a Celtic or not.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're going to be someone else, and it's not going to be for you. You're a Celtic. You're a hard-nosed guy. Boston's going to love you. And it turns out, obviously, you know the rest. It's history. But you should watch the show. It's Winning Time on HBO Max.
Matt, Carolina Panthers, Detroit Lions, they play tonight.
I'm looking forward to this game.
Last preseason game out the box for the Detroit Lions. We know none of the starters are going to play, but we do know.
We think that.
Maybe some split teams, if you will. But I don't think anybody will play. Dan Campbell, that doesn't seem like that's going to be his motto. Like, who's a player that you're looking for? I'll go first. I was watching Adrian Martinez. I was watching Adrian Martinez.
Fourth-string quarterback.
Exactly, fourth-string quarterback. He transferred from – it seemed like he was in Nebraska forever. I think he transferred to Kansas State. But I'm interested in watching him. The Detroit Lions line is so good, whether it's the first team or second team. They protect well, and he looked pretty decent the two times the one time I saw him.
Well, that's the quarterback race, and the Lions were the team that petitioned the NFL to add that third quarterback. That's
true.
But Dan Campbell said, and Brad Holmes as well, doesn't mean that we're going to keep a third quarterback. So I'm interested to see how Nate Sudfeld looks tonight. Last week, he got harassed. Let's face it. If the offensive line don't block, nobody is going to look good. But I'm definitely looking at the quarterback position here tonight. Jared Goff's safe.
Yeah.
And we know his backup's Teddy Bridgewater.
Hendon Hooker's even activated sometime this year.
Yeah, he's going to sit out. He's just going to –
He'll be activated sometime this year.
But it's great that Teddy Bridgewater is going to be his right-hand man. He's going to be caddying, basically.
Now, does Teddy play tonight?
No.
Did Teddy play tonight?
Oh, maybe get a little more rust off.
Yeah, it was interesting last week because it's first game. He really just became a member of the Detroit Lions.
Last game wearing number 50. I don't think he could wear
number
50
in the regular
season.
season. You can't.
So that's his last game wearing 50 for 50 Cent.
50's cool.
Not for a quarterback. You're not Otto Graham. You're not Sid Luckman.
You got to do things differently, man.
I can't look at a quarterback at number 50.
So what are you up to this week, Maz?
This weekend, believe it or not, my wife's up north. So it's me and my little one, my little 16-year-old Maddie.
Are you guys watching Breaking Bad?
We already finished Breaking Bad. We're going to be getting a little more Better Call Saul.
Okay.
She loves it. Yeah. The kids got good taste. And we're just going to chill out, maybe go in the pool if it warms up a little. And I'm looking forward to just a chill weekend.
Parker, what you and JB got on deck this weekend? And since you don't have your job on the weekends anymore, you get a chance to hang out a little bit and relax.
Yeah, man. So I think I'm going to go downtown.
Okay.
Check out Deluxe Flux with one of my friends.
You got to take one of those neon pictures, brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to bring it back for the show. Not really much else. I'm going to work on some personal projects I've been working on. But besides that, just kind of a chill weekend. JB, how about you? You want me to give you the mic? JB said he's not doing anything.
Hey, Tigers and Astros. Maybe we'll all go to a Tigers game.
There you go.
Week. All right? Maybe that's going to be a good one. JV probably going to pitch this weekend.
Justin Verlander, Tigers and Astros. Tomorrow, what time is the game tomorrow?
Well, Matt Manning goes tonight at 6:40. Right. Tomorrow is a 1 o'clock game. So
okay.
We'll check
Tomorrow's
it out.
1 o'clock. I won't be able to make that one, but.
Hey, I'll catch you next week.
Catch you next week?
All right.
I'll see you next week. Hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in to Ermanni and Maz. Today, Braylon and Maz, we did the show. Shout out to Parker, JB. Great week out of you guys. Appreciate you always getting us in the business. And shout out to Dispo.
Heck yeah.
And everybody else, including Yogurt to Go. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week on Woodward Sports.
Don't forget, heavyweights here till 7 tonight.
5 to 7.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.